Hi, Dean.
Hello.
How you doing?
Tired.
Yep, we're going to make this short and sweet. So on prep, got some questions, got a series of 8 questions for you. I'm going to jump right into number 1. How did you find the change of schools and how did you feel the staff supported you?
So the actual change of schools for me, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yep.
It's just another place I have to go to, so that wasn't that difficult. The staff, the initial change of schools, the staff were crap, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Excuse the language, but like they were just awful. But then when I changed again, going into year 5, that was a much better school, much more supportive staff. Which was really nice. I think it was just the school is an issue. It was a bad school.
Yeah. And they'd never experienced any looked after children previously, looked after children, so they was just a bit out of their depth, weren't they?
Yeah, but the actual transition itself, there was a little bit of sadness. Obviously, I missed my friends. I just established a little life for myself. I had a girlfriend there.
We spoke about Yasmin.
Yeah, but yeah, other than that, it was like, yeah, all right. I was just more sad about leaving my foster family more than anything.
Yeah.
Seeing Jane and Reuben.
Yeah. Next question, but it's a follow-on. Were the children in your new class made aware of your adoption, and was it beneficial?
I don't know. I don't know if they were told specifically before I was there. I certainly would tell them, and that was it. It wasn't beneficial, but it wasn't not beneficial. It was just, okay, cool. Now what? Because, we're kids, we don't care. I could be born and raised under a bridge and we wouldn't care. Like, we're still just kids, So.
Yeah, I think we had the luxury that you started at the new academic year, so it was a natural, we've got a new student, so it wasn't a huge impact. I don't think the school would have necessarily announced it and gone, no, we've got this boy joining us, he's adopted. But I think you would have been quite quick to
I'm very vocal about that because I think it's awesome.
Nice. Do you remember much regarding life living with Mummy Kylie?
Yes and no. Like, I remember a lot of little snippets, but not like a lot of details and things like that. I have some really vivid memories that are quite unpleasant, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I won't go into all that, but I remember most of it was just the same. It was just being in that room.
Yeah.
And that's just a bit crap, to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's the same 4 walls.
Yeah.
Jeremy Kyle in the background.
Yeah.
That's why I have a hatred for that show. There's many reasons, but that in particular.
It's off air now.
I know. I was so happy when that happened.
What about pleasant memories?
I have one, and it's a false memory as well, which I'm gutted about. But she took me on a train ride once, but it wasn't an actual train. It was just one of those little ones like outside shops that just move on the spot. But I have that, and that's it.
Yeah. I think
that is literally it, though.
I think it's nice though that you've got that memory that you do hold on to, and it does give nice feelings, so it's good.
I never said it gives nice feelings, it's just a nice memory.
It gives me nice feelings.
Okay.
What is your first memory with your dads?
Boo! I jumped out of them. I pretended to be asleep and then I came and jumped out.
No, I wasn't pretending to sleep. You was playing hide and seek.
Oh, same difference. And I jumped out, shouted boo, and looked left and then right.
Do you remember that initial meeting?
Yeah.
Much? Do you remember it well?
And we play fighting with Jane and Reuben a lot.
Yeah.
And I was climbing all over you like a monkey.
You were. We were like your climbing frames. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So, if we could turn back the clock,
would I have contact with her for twice a year?
Yeah. Would you see Mummy Kylie twice a year or once a year?
No.
What if, because when you was living with Lisa, you were having...
Yeah, but that was the scary man. Like, he traumatised me. I don't know why. He was just really tall.
This was the person who drove you to the counselling sessions, right?
He was the scary man.
Okay, so but you was having face to face with Mum Kylie. That then came to a conclusion. If it hadn't stopped, and then you moved in with us, do you think you would have liked to have continued that? I know that's a lot of hypotheticals.
Probably not. I mean, maybe initially because I was still quite young, so it's me being a kid, I'll let others just choose, or I'll just keep doing what they're doing. But as I got older, I'd be like, you know what, screw that, I don't want this. I never really was bothered in the first place. Like, I don't want contact with that woman. I did it because it was the required thing, and I was, really young, so I wasn't just going to start speaking up against everyone, because that's not what young people do.
Do you
So yeah, but I don't think I would keep it up.
Okay.
There's no point. I'm done with that part of my life. I don't need that negativeness.
Okay. Do you think? Do you feel like that if you did change your mind, do you feel comfortable that you could change your mind?
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you think you ever will?
I never will. Realistically, I've said that maybe within 20 years, if I'm ever getting married or something, maybe then I'll consider some contact because I'm a nice person and I feel she might want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no contact.
Okay.
Not at all.
Does anyone ever sort of try and promote the idea that you should see your mum? Does anyone ever say, no. Okay, all right, cool.
No.
Do you feel almost like there's a societal sort of expectation that you would want to see her or spend time with her? Do you ever feel any
because
pressure?
I'm really completely open and honest with my friends. I say it in quite simple terms for them, quite brutal and everything. But they asked, and I was like, yeah, she beat me, and that's what I say to them because that's the easy way to say it. Cool. And they're like, well, why would you want to see someone who did that? So they're not pushing that and saying, well, no, surely she's your mother, you should see her. No, they're like, she's the woman who used to hit you. Why would you want to see her?
Sure. Okay.
I
get that.
And that's quite simple, especially in my case. I think maybe if it's just it's not the right time for them to have kids or that kind of thing, there's other things going on, or they get taken away when the mother didn't warrant it, almost kind of thing. That might be a bit different in terms of societal pressure, but it should still be down to the kids and the adoptive parents, mainly the kids. But obviously, when you're really young, you can't decide those things as well.
Yeah, definitely. So just as sort of I'm a big advocate for keeping in touch with contact.
Yeah, and I am too, if it's right for the kid though, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm a big advocate for wanted contact, not forced contact, or not doing contact when they want it either.
Yeah.
It's not something you should be scared of and tiptoe around,
Yeah.
99% of the time, they're not going to suddenly change their mind about their co-adoptive parent and go back to their birth parents. And it might happen, but if you love the kids, you should respect that.
Yeah,
that's still part of who they are, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's their choice.
So, question here: what are your most positive and negative memories of living with your with Mummy Carly and then with Lisa and the gang? So let's.
So I told the positive memory of my birth mum. Most negative. It's just the abuse part of it, really. I'm not going to go into details again because that's just traumatizing for everyone involved. But yeah, any memories I have of the abuse, and I do have those memories still. And that's self-explanatory, really.
Pretty rubbish times.
Yeah.
What about you talked about the positive side, that positive memory? Bit of a twist on it, but what about the night when Officer Adam came to the home? And
that's still not a positive memory. That's a positive memory of the police officers, but in terms of my family and stuff, I was sad that night.
Yeah, I
remember the feeling of sadness before they'd come along. So I was struggling when they come along, an emotional point of view. So that's not a positive memory overall.
No,
but you know what I mean. It's positive that it happened, but it's still not a positive memory because even though it's the best thing, no kid wants to be taken away from their parents. No, like it or not, there is an innate attachment there.
Yeah. Do you think that was part of what you would have been feeling that night? Actually, it's quite scary to be taken away from these parents.
No, I mean, before the police came, I was just remember having a memory of that day really randomly of just being sad, and I think it's obviously because they'd left me on my own for quite a while, and maybe I was lonely or hungry or both.
All of the above.
Yeah, so everything was just kind of...
And you're still very, very little, so...
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very scary world, so... what about some of your most positive and negative
One of my
memories?
most positive, this is going to sound weird, when she dropped the milk on me.
This is Lisa.
Yeah, she dropped the milk on me.
Yeah.
It's quite a positive memory, to be honest.
Right.
She still blames me, but I still blame her.
Lisa sat here at dinner and she explained exactly what had happened. You broke the milk over.
She broke the milk and she dropped it on my head and it split and covered me in milk.
She literally,
that's the memory I have.
3 drops of milk went onto your head.
I have a vivid memory of being covered in milk and all over the floor.
Tales like that, you should do fishing.
One of my positive and negative, it's a mixed one, is when Jaylan threatened to call the police for spending his money on games on his phone. He'd like built up credit and stuff in his app store, and I was just trying to be a nice little brother, and I'd like got some games that I thought he might want.
Yeah, so you spent all of his credit.
Yeah, it wasn't that much. I think it was like a £5.
It was a tenner.
Tenner.
And he
pretended to call the police.
Yeah, God love that. That's brothers.
Yeah.
One
of my most negative memories is Jaylan and Ruben's fault, but they gave me nightmares for months about the Stone Angels from Doctor Who, because they told me one night, if you get out of bed, Stone Angels are going to come and get you. And that months I had nightmares. Months.
Brothers are so cruel. Jaylan and Ruben, if you're listening, you're mean.
That was awesome.
Next question. How did you feel about the transition from foster carers to
I had some understanding of it being good, like, overall, because, I don't know, I just guess you get a lot of life experience from trauma, so I've been told. So, and I understand that. It was still sad, though, and I think part of that is just because I love a routine, so that I struggled with. But yeah, it was sad. I do miss them, because they were my family, really. I didn't have a connection to my birth parents, and they were the next ones that I connected with like that. And also 3.5 years with them, that's a long, long time.
It is.
And especially in that time, because I remember much more of that compared to like being a baby as you do, so that was when I did my development and all that kind of thing.
And they're still family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome.
In 5 years' time, when Jude's winning lifts from all his parties, someone's got to do it.
Exactly, I think he will call you.
I'm going to be like the cool uncle that gets them all drunk at 15.
Oh, great, good, yeah.
Everyone loves that guy though.
Is there something or one thing that you feel your dads could have done differently when you were growing up?
Have you told him?
No, I've not.
So, I got to design my dream room, right? And this post, I got to choose things out of the catalogue. And basically, they brought everything off the catalogue for me, essentially, that I picked, to be honest. They actually did really well. Except for, it really ruined it. I debated turning them away and saying, no, you got it wrong. I asked for Ben 10 Ultimate Alien covers. Right, Ultimate Alien, because Ultimate Alien's really cool because it's all of them, and they got me just standard Ben 10 covers.
It was a bad
come on, guys, that ruined me. I was upset for months. I still haven't let it go now, honestly.
I know.
The
I know
trauma that's caused me.
You just won't shut up about it.
I'm sure they're listening and they're laughing, but I'm right, aren't I? I got to design my dream room and they did everything except that bit.
Well, we wanted to manage your expectations. In life, you don't get everything that you wish for. Sometimes you have to just...
No, you made a mistake. Own up. No, one thing they could have done differently, nothing. I can't fault them on their parenting and their raising me.
That's very sweet.
And true. I hate to compliment them. I really do. A teenager saying their parents are good parents, it's got to be true. Don't worry, I'm not a hostage either.
Cool.
But yeah, I can't fault it, to be honest. They've done really well. I think just getting me involved in sports a bit more, maybe, because I kind of like sports. They just never pushed it.
Dean,
on me.
Every time you did PE, you was like, oh, I've sprained my ankle.
No, but there's a difference between the PE I did at school and sports. Running around the field every PE.
I'm not going to sit there on a Saturday morning in the cold and watch you play football. I hate the sport. I hate watching it. I hate playing it.
Exactly. So I'm saying that's just one thing. Maybe doing that for me would have
been
nice.
Yourself.
But yeah, no, I can't really think of anything.
Cool. Anything else that you think?
Adopt. Just do it. You'll be fine.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Excellent. Done.
We've been raising children for 20 million years or whatever. I don't know. Homo sapiens have been around for 65,000 years. That's us. So that's a long time.
So nature will find a way.
Yeah, basically. You'll do fine. They'll get over it. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much. Even though it's the middle of the day for these guys, I'm just going to say good night, Dean.
Yeah, it's coming up to 20 to 11 and I'm still awake.
Yeah.
And they've got me getting the train tomorrow rather than getting to drive in, haven't they, Dad? So I've got to be up 20 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
That's 20 minutes of sleep I'm losing.
Yeah, and that is precious to a teenager.
That is, though. They don't understand, and adults never will, but 20 minutes, it's a long time for sleeping.
True story. Right. Love you lots. Thank you so much for joining and sharing your wisdom.
Peace.